Hello everyone, today we're going to show you the most unusual finds of 2023 from my business, McDuff's Cool Stuff. So let's take a look at what sold this year that kind of piqued my interest. And we're going to start with the lowest price item, which was $10, and go up to the highest price item. And some are unusual, some are just kind of interesting. So let's take a look and see what we have. These are all just picked out by me. I went through everything I sold through the year and try to come up with the things I thought were a little bit quirkier or kind of unusual, like the title says. So let's take a look at what we have for you today. We have a Danbury Mint Garfield plate. These sell for $10 each. You can see there's not a whole lot going on. There is a collector's market for Garfield. It's just pretty small. But hey, I'm selling these, and we made a little bit of money on that one. And now we've got some blueprints from Star Wars. These were not actual Star Wars, I guess, blueprints that they might have used in the production of the movie. This is something that someone came up with after. And they're very cool. They're like very technical drawings, and they'd be great. You could take them, have to keep them in the package, and you could frame them or something like that. So they're very cool. Those sold right away, $13.50. Our next item is I'm not going to try and say this word here because I don't want to insult the good people of Sweden, but it's a horsehead knife, and it features a leather handle that has been treated with a coating, make it kind of shiny, and it's brass, stainless blade, very nice item, $25. And then we have the vintage Snoopy Come Home game, which sold for $20. And you can see that the package is kind of damaged. It's an older game, it's probably from the mid 70s or something like that. Milton Bradley made a lot of these movie and TV themed games. Next, we have the Ozzy Osbourne Holiday Ornament. And this one was kind of interesting because, well, it's Ozzy Osbourne in a Christmas ornament. It doesn't play music or anything. You just get that. It said it was a musically inspired ornament. I love that. $20. Now we have, this was something that I thought was very unusual. It's Starfleet manuals. In the early days of Star Trek, they didn't have a lot of merchandising going on. They weren't really keeping track of it if other people were using it. So I think someone just came up with these things. And I was thinking that what is the three most important things that you need to know as a Starfleet officer? It's not, how to steer the starship or repair anything or maybe how to fire the phasers or the photons. No, it's cookbook, how to play three-dimensional chess, and the marriage manual. Clearly, they have their priorities a little bit off, but those sold for $20 for the lot of three of them. These are kind of uncomfortable to look at. They're technically called dental explorers, but most of the time we just call them picks, and I can't imagine anyone's going to be going home and doing some self-dentistry with these, but they're probably used for people use them for cleaning out parts, getting into small places that take dirt out of maybe something they're restoring. They're very good for that kind of purpose, these older ones here. There's a set of 5 they sold for $20. I have a couple sets of those. And now we have some, it's just a pump nozzle from gas pump from an old one. This is probably when they still had lead and gas. It's a pretty old one there. And it had part of the hose still attached to it, $26. Here's some Star Wars cards. Well, actually, one Star Wars card. This is the one that I sold for $39. It's C-3PO. And there's a little story that kind of goes along with this one, so kind of bear with me on this. Here is the original card. And you can see someone put an attachment on C-3PO there in his crotch area. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm not sure if this was something that was added on, via like airbrushing or something like that. I don't know what happened there. But the story is that this article I read out, it said there appears to have been some shenanigans on set during the filming. C-3PO was giving something a little extra, and a picture was taken. Today, the images get spread quickly thanks to phones and social media, but back then it wasn't so easy. There was actually film involved. So given the nature of the error, they had to make more cards, make them without the extra appendage on there. And the airbrush and took care of it, and then they reissued the card. If I had that card, the one on the right, the first version of it, it would have sold for about $60. So I would have made a little bit more money on that one, but it's not worth it's worth thousands of dollars or anything like that. That would be cool though if it was. All right, next up is a interesting radio. I remember these when I was a kid. I had a friend who had one of these little radios. It's a radio that is a ball shaped, and it has like a keychain on it. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do with that keychain. We kind of thought maybe you would attach it to a belt loop or something, or you'd hang it. I'm not really too sure. It's just kind of a weird design. It's kind of cool, but not really practical. And that sold for $44.10. Now this bar is interesting. It's probably, it's probably about 12 or 14 inches wide. And it has a set of books. It looks like it has a set of books, but when you open it up, there's actually like a mini bar in there. And there's a decanter and 4 glasses. These are about the size of like larger shot glasses. And you could just take a little shot of schnapps or whatever you got going on there. And all the books say the complete works of William Shakespeare. And they're just fronts. There's no actual books in there. So I thought that was kind of cool. It was made in Japan, probably in the 1950s or something like that. I can just see like a James Bond villain, stroking his cat and opening this up there and pouring Bond a drink, just before he tries to kill him. Here's a set of hunting and fishing books, and this was a whole set. I was intending on selling these individually, and I was going to be selling them for something like, I think they were $12 each, figuring that was the way to go. And in a couple days after listing them, I got an offer, say, hey, how much for all of them? And so I made him a price of, including the shipping, $116. Now, the great thing about this, I only paid $5 for the whole set of the books. I got them at an auction. Surprisingly, no one wanted them. But they're in great shape and everything, and you have the blue books are about different fishing techniques and recipes, and the brown ones are about hunting, and there's a recipe book in there too, and getting inside the head of wild turkey or advanced whitetail hunting. And this item is a vintage Kiss Demon belt buckle. And this was the highest price item that sold. It was sold for $200. It had a little bit of damage around the edge, on that golden edge. It's enameled, and I guess some of the enamel had chipped off or broken. But they still bought it. I mean, if it was in perfect condition, I probably would have gotten like another $50 for it or something like that. But it was in really good shape, other than those couple small chips. And you really can't see them in the picture. These are not good pictures. eBay doesn't keep the pictures forever that you upload to them. They just have these thumbnails, and I blow them up. They didn't look so great. But now let's take a look at our bonus section. We're going to have a couple extra things I threw in here. This is the Donnie Marie Osmond TV show game. Fame, fortune, fun, win the top star award. And it sold for $40. This is a speedometer from a 1963 VW Beetle. I wish I had a better picture for you. Like I said, eBay does not keep all the photos that you put in there for very long. And some of them I was able to get, but this is just a thumbnail I blew up. But it's very cool looking. And finally, that's for $56 it sold. We have the Sputnik. It's called the Sputnik. It's a beverage dispenser. You might put hot drinks in it, or you could put cold drinks, just about anything you want in there. And then it has like a little dispenser on the side. And it's just called a beverage dispenser. MCM's for mid-century modern. And it sold for $56. The shipping was quite a lot on it because it went in a large box and a lot of extra packing and love and care and everything. But those are the most unusual finds I had from my sales this year on eBay, everybody. If you like this, please subscribe. I'd love to have you follow me to see what else is going to be coming up. I am going to be shooting a video on the most expensive top 10 items that I sold this year. And some of those would not be on eBay. They'd be on other platforms. But anyway, thanks for watching. And if you could, please subscribe and like the video. Leave a comment. I always respond to all the comments that I get. Thanks.